Ooh, and bam, the Fumblebrewski, because Spencer is fumbling the brewski. Pull it up, open it up, and crack it open. Bada bing, bada fling. There you go, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers with my water.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm slacking today, guys, but I usually carry the team on the terms of the beer department. So if there ever is a day where my sore throat has to get a little water, well, pity me.
Anyways, we're back here on the Fumblebrewski. We took a little break. We moved, new apartment.
Congratulations,
up,
Spence.
got some decorations.
There we go. Looking pretty, bro.
We're still moving, still a work in progress, but it's more decorations than I had the entire year in the last place. So it's an upgrade. So claps to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, brother. Oh, it's bad luck to cheers with water. So I'll mentally cheers with you with the air, man. That's the alcoholic in me right there. It's bad luck to cheer with water.
And that is a perfect segue to get right into the football.
To the football.
We haven't talked football in a while. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to get back into it. It's been a sad week for the Dolphins. We'll probably touch on that a little bit later. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that yet. But we might as well jump into the first segment here. Who's balling and who's falling? And I have to give a special shout out to my boy Mike Evans. Gotta give a shout out to Mike Evans because you see, I was in a dicey situation.
Mikey Evans.
Gonna lose, gonna go 2-2, and I wrote in the chat, I apologized before the game to my opponent, to Michael. I said, I'm sorry that Mike Evans is gonna drop 30 points and I'm gonna win. And lo and behold, Mike Evans drops 31 points and I win. So shout out to him. He's balling this week.
Dude, Spencer, you've been balling, bro. You've been 3-1, man. I love to make fun of you, but like a little brother who just happens to have hit his growth spurt, man. You were 3-1 and I'm 2-2, and it's been going tough for me. Tough sledding. Lost the last two. I've had more injuries, bro. Javonte Williams out for the year, tore his ACL. Looking like Melvin Gordon's going to be the guy next man up. Except this guy, Melvin Gordon, is washed, kind of, who just fumbles. He's a little banged up, man. I'm scared, bro, but I've got to start him. Like, if you have Melvin Gordon, if he's your handcuff, you got to play him over Mike Boone. Who the fuck is Mike Boone?
Well, Mike Boone was going to be one of my fantasy fallout.
No way, boys. Bro.
Just wait. Not as a this week play. But as a potential stash. You know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen. Melvin Gordon has had 4 fumbles in 4 weeks.
Do you think he's falling? I think he's got to be technically balling despite fumbling. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because he's going to be the starter.
Yeah, I mean, like.
But if he keeps fumbling the ball, they're going to give Mike Boone his hand. Like, you never know what could happen. So
they did sign Latavius Murray to the practice squad, so that's a little interesting there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Lat Murray gets work wherever he goes for some forsaken reason.
He does. Always. I think that it's worth the stash. You can usually drop the last player on your bench. So it's worth the stash. Pick a Mike Boone. Maybe something happens. You know what I mean? Maybe he has a good game. They keep giving him more touches. Anything could happen.
I would hope so, man.
Not in this week play.
Yeah, chances are Melvin Gordon was already owned. So if we're talking fantasy reasons, you would have to pick up Mike Boone anyways. I think in real life, though, Melvin Gordon should get the work. He's the veteran. They kept him around for that reason, despite him fumbling around. But
we're gonna go backup order. We're gonna go fantasy fallout boys first.
Let's go, bro. Okay? Fantasy fallout order.
Mix it up. I like this fantasy talk right now. That's where we started, so we might as well start there.
I like it, Spence. Keep me on my toes.
I'm a little nervous, though. Okay, speaking of another running back committee, the Jags have a weird situation going on. James Robinson has been, I'd say, probably like the starter workload, but now it's pretty split between him and Etienne. And I don't know what's going to happen from there. And I have James Robinson.
I think James Robinson keeps the job.
Backs, and I'm not comfortable with him starting, really.
No. I mean, if you're not comfortable, you might as well sell him. But I think he's the guy who's going to stay, bro.
I'm comfortable starting him for like 2 more weeks.
Okay. Why just 2?
It depends what happens. There's a chance that he just goes a dead even split with Etienne, You know what I mean? And then it's just not enough volume. We'll
Okay,
see.
okay.
Hopefully I'm wrong, and he is still.
You're
like,
usually wrong, bro. But honestly, guys, when it comes to fantasy football, besides Spencer's 3-1 and how his admirable knowledge in all other areas of football, Spencer's not normally the fantasy guy. Okay, when it comes to fantasy football, there is one man that I have quite a rivalry with, quite a passion. We duke it out. We've battled head to head in the finals, and a land Spencer can only dream of. For this man is a former commissioner who loves fantasy football so much he pulled a Brett Favre. I present to you Trevor Favre Wilpon. Not a nice person to be compared to right now in light of all the Brett Favre things, but Trevor Favre Wilpon, welcome to the show, brother.
Cheers, buddy.
I found my unmute button. Thank you again for having me. I don't know if I appreciate that comparison, both in real life or in fantasy.
You're just still Trevor Favre Wilpon in my phone, and I think it's so funny.
You don't want to be Favre right now, not at this time.
Guys, for clarification's sake, Trevor did not steal money from people, okay?
Yes.
From those. Trevor was the commissioner.
Thank God you didn't catch me on that one.
Oh, hey.
Listen,
It might be a crime worse, bro. Trevor was our commissioner for so many years, and alas, my SmackDowns were too much for him, and he had to walk away for a brief summer. But for the love of the game.
you know, for
The
anyone
greatest
watching at home
comeback.
who's as avid fantasy football players as we are, you know how terrible of a game fantasy football is. Just like Madden, just like Monopoly, whenever you play, sometimes the board just gets flipped. And you know what? When you have a group of friends, if you're fortunate as good as I do, you're not allowed to prioritize your mental health. So thank you guys for keeping me humble.
It's all about the team. It's all about the team.
Despite how great and how terrible I am and how terribly I beat them year after year.
Year after year, bro. That was honestly one of the greatest videos I've ever seen. I believe I still have it on my phone. And when we have you on next week, bro, I will present it for the crowd because I'm not going to sift through it right now and do you gentlemen the discourtesy. But I'm always happy to have you two guys on here and live, and we're talking. I was just posting the YouTube link, and we're good to go, man. So let's keep a rocking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sign on, follow us on Twitter at Fumblebrewski. Catch
Subscribe.
the live streams.
Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitter.
Some have said it's the greatest football podcast of all time.
Some have said.
Expert doctors recommend 4 out of 5 dentists recommend our podcast. I assure you, Spencer's dad is one of them.
Yeah,
but still,
I'd say we're very prominent among the dental community, a surprising community. A lot of fans in the dental community. So shout out dentists.
Friends in high places, man. That's just the company that the Fumblebrewski keeps, man. I mean, look, we got Trevor himself, bro. What you thinking for football? What you thinking for fantasy, Trevor? You usually got a sharp eye. Any moves this week?
You know what? I always try to keep a sharp eye. We know fantasy changes every single week. So, you know, hopefully your fantasy waiver wire is not as barren as ours is.
The worst.
But there are a few guys that, particularly this week, you want to get them while they're hot, but I don't know if they're going to be available in a lot of leagues, depending on how many guys you have and depending how sharp your eye is. So I'll start with 2 young running backs. Both, aren't really startable on a week-to-week basis. But this week, Khalil Herbert and Tyler Algiers, those guys, if you don't have them, if you're questioning whether to start one guy or Herbert/Algiers, they're the answer. They are great starts this week with their incumbent starter down with David Montgomery in Chicago and Cordarrelle Patterson in Atlanta. Those 2 guys are in for big plays. They're in good positions in an offense that maybe doesn't have too many other options. So I would go with those 2 running backs if they're available or if someone is not respecting them on their roster the way they should.
So for David Montgomery starters, when he comes back from his injury, would you be worried? Do you think that the value is evened out between him and Herbert? Or is Herbert one of those Alexander Madison guys, you know what I mean?
I think Herbert
always plays well when he's in and then comes out.
I'm going to let Fernando start that because I don't know if I was going to go in that direction.
Dude, I mean, hey, we all saw it at American Heritage, bro. Khalil Herbert, he's the guy. He's the boy, bro. He's got a tough rep at Kansas. Thankfully, he made it to Virginia Tech. And
Yeah,
he
and
does
this is
fit the Matt Eberflus system, bro. That was the talk in the offseason that maybe Herbert is a better fit than Montgomery. Last year, different system, but when Montgomery went down, Chicago was definitely comfortable letting Khalil Herbert ride. Can they do it again this year? And he's getting the opportunity. If he runs well, bro, maybe Montgomery's on the way out and young Khalil Herbert's on the way up. That's the way I see it, man. Like
It could happen. I think David Montgomery is always, for some reason, disrespected in the fantasy football realms. He's kind of like
as I just did.
He's kind of like Brandon Cooks. You know, these guys always do well. They always finish as, if not an RB wide receiver 1, up there in the conversation in the 2s. I do think when Montgomery comes back healthy, Khalil will be a handcuff and backseat at best. I don't know if it's going to even less so than Melvin Gordon to Javonte situation, which, by the way, I do agree Melvin over Mike Boone. Melvin's another guy who I think is
Smart,
a little bit underrated, especially in your PPR leagues. But the third guy I have to mention, going to the quarterback position, I got to shout out our guy. 2 gloves Teddy. He is a viable starting option this week. He's playing for his hometown team. It's his first game against the Jets, who he's rooted against his entire life. Teddy Bridgewater will have 2 touchdowns.
Is he a Dolphins fan?
Teddy Bridgewater's from South Florida.
Yeah, but is he a Dolphins fan?
He's not like Geno, bro. He's not a traitor, okay? He's a real South Florida hero, okay?
I mean, okay, so what do you think? What's a good day for him fantasy-wise? 16 points?
Like, it's tough because, like, when you're handing someone a Formula One car when you're giving them Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, but at the same time, it's a very, very friendly Formula One car, bro. You're going to go fast, man, but you're going to be safe. Okay, Mike McDaniel's going to help him take care of it, bro. I agree. I picked him up in fantasy leagues, especially where I've gotten Tua. If I lost Tua, I've just picked up Teddy. I've not been too crazy in making moves. If I've needed some help, I pick up Teddy as well. He's going to be throwing it shorter to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. The fact that they can burn someone deep, or like if he throws it short and they can toast him as well, he's going to get the yak. Get Teddy. He should get some numbers up. It's a QB-friendly system for sure.
That's what I was going to say. I think, like, at its worst, the floor is pretty low. I mean, the floor is pretty high because it is a fairly QB-friendly system. If they're, like, worried at all about Teddy, like, throwing, like, certain plays or whatever, they'll call a lot of screen passes, a lot of dumps in open space, and that's fantasy points for a QB. You know what I mean? That's yards.
It's going to be interesting for us. And we play the Jets, too. It's nothing like they're crazy,
Speaking of not great teams, I want to talk about the Thursday night game before it happens.
I want to show our waiver wire real quick, if you would allow me, brother.
All right, I'll allow you.
I'm actually not a host at the moment.
I guess I will not allow you.
Content. No, he meant actually give you the permission on these damn webcasts.
Oh, well.
That's premium content through the back doors.
I will not allow you. I don't know how to allow you either. So we're going to talk about the Thursday night game first.
They gotta upgrade the subscription. Subscribe to the channel first.
Well, the best players, you weren't missing much, guys. The best players are Rex Burkhead, Robbie Anderson, Nico Collins, DVP, Nick Westbrook, Ikine, bro. It's barren. No. You wish Devontae Parker was there.
DVP?
Oh no, Donovan Peoples-Jones, bro.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Who even is that anymore? He's not on the Chiefs anymore, is he?
Don't disrespect Donovan.
He's on the Browns.
On Browns.
It's tough.
The Browns. I don't know what to feel about the Browns. Okay, real quick, the Chargers and the Browns is like low key, like a bad matchup, but like a good matchup. I don't know. Like they both kind of suck. Like they should be good. The Browns should be 3-1, right? With Jacoby.
The Browns suck. The Chargers are choke artists. That's all I know.
Chargers don't look great, but the Browns should be 3-1. They just had that freak loss to the Jets where they like exploded at the end. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyways, talking about exploding teams. Fernando, I'm going to give you exactly 30 seconds. exactly 30 seconds. Get ready to talk about Russell Wilson. Ready, set, go.
Spencer, Trevor, sorry, buddies. You got to hear it again. Russell Wilson is overrated. My guy, Russell Wilson, is 2-2. Okay. Geno Smith is balling. Okay. Left and right with the same team that Russell Wilson said, I need to get out of here. We can't win. Geno's doing it. Geno's balling. Okay. And now even more pressure is about to slide on Russell Wilson's plate. Okay. 2-2. The Raiders just beat him. He's got to start being competitive in that tough AFC West. No. Because now Javonte Williams just died. It's all up to Russ. Russ has to carry it. The defense isn't going to be enough. Let's see if he can gel with that passing attack because Russ sucks. System QB, system QB, system QB.
Okay. Time's up.
Harsh.
Time's up. Time's up. No more Russell Wilson talk allowed. All we know is that the Broncos are not looking good.
They're bad.
Even though they're 2-2, they're not looking good. They had that ugly win against San Francisco. What was it, 11-10 or something like that?
Yeah, like 11-10.
Very good. They have not clicked on offense. They have not gelled yet, and I'm starting to get worried about like if they will gel. Or how well it'll look when it does come together.
Javonte Williams hurts.
I think Javonte's a big piece, Trevor.
That being said, for this Thursday night game, though, the Colts I've been saying all season that I was like, thought they were going to be good, and the Colts have been like absolute garbage since the start of the season.
It's two underperforming teams.
But still, I don't know what's going to happen.
Garbage is a little harsh,
pretty
bro.
Not exciting matchup here, right?
I don't know if garbage is harsh for the Colts without Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, but see, they have Jonathan Taylor, and they've still
not
looked like
not this game. They don't have
he's gonna be hurt.
Oh, they don't have. Oh man, okay.
He's out. It's gonna be Hines, bro.
So what are we thinking? 12-11 this game?
You know, Russell Wilson's not gonna be putting up the points. So
would that be scoreagami?
What? 10-11 again? How would it be
12-11?
12-11. 12-11 perhaps could be scoregami.
I think didn't the Seahawks just have a scoregami game? Yeah,
they did.
The Lions game.
48-45.
That's beautiful.
Shout out to the Lions for having like the most points in NFL history up to this point, like through September. I don't know if it's the most, but they're scoring a record number of points. And they won 3. Which, by the way, Dan Campbell and their offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, both former Dolphin assistants.
Dude, that's why I thought it was asinine when there was Patriots fans saying that they're the best 1-3 team in football. I was like, have you seen the Detroit Lions? Have you seen the Detroit Lions? Jared Goff is outplaying Matt Stafford right now.
They hated Matt Patricia so much. They were like, fuck defense. No defense. Only offense.
Only offense.
That's what they're doing.
And you think a guy like Dan Campbell, who's got that like tough personality, you know what I mean? That fiery personality. You think that the defense would kind of like get fired up like that too, but I guess not. I guess they don't have
I guess
that.
not, bro. Like, speaking of fired up, doesn't it tell you how bad this game is that, like, we don't even want to talk about it, really? Like,
we're talking about the Lions.
We're talking about everything else besides the Colts-Broncos game because I don't think it's going to be a good game tomorrow, man. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm not excited to watch Matt Ryan versus Russell Wilson. 2 has-been quarterbacks duke it out, okay?
Dude,
2 washed-up wonders.
Prediction, 14-10 Colts.
Oh, my God, Spencer. I hate you.
He's taking the under. Yeah, sorry to derail, but Jared Goff, you said it, Geno Smith, 2 guys who are cooking more than the former MVP and Super Bowl champ, Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson.
Not derailing. You're totally just spitting facts, brother.
It's the truth. I think, and especially without RB1 on both sides, I think that's a bigger loss for Indy than it is for Denver because Melvin Gordon is good. I guess, Indy has had a committee for the years before Jonathan Taylor, but still, they're just not a very good team. They're without Shaq Leonard. He broke his nose, which
he broke his nose.
Wow.
But yeah, so they're without Shaq Leonard. I've been saying this. I don't know how Indy fans feel about this, but you look at Carson Wentz, who is doing some things over in Washington. Matt Ryan came. He's not as good as we thought. This is what this year the Colts had the a new starting quarterback on week 1 for the 6th consecutive year. Unheard of, dude. At some point, at what point do you start questioning Frank Reich? I think the Colts lose this game on the road.
I think soon, probably.
I think they lose this game on the road. I would also probably take the under.
The under, yeah. It's going to be a low-scoring game, bro. I agree.
Last time I checked, the over-under was 42 or 43.
Wow. That's tough.
I might take the under on that.
Who do you think wins, though, Trevor?
I think Denver wins at home.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Colts lose, yeah. Poor Frank.
I picked the Colts.
What was your score prediction? I know you took the under, but...
Yeah,
that's the part I missed. My bad.
I think the Colts are going to have trouble scoring. The Broncos really are running out of excuses, especially at home. I'll say 20-13 Broncos.
Okay, still rocking the under. I agree with that, bro. Like, I think it's going to be an ugly game, man. Like, it's not going to be pretty, bro.
What if it's a touchdown fest?
Touchdown fest? I'm thinking it could realistically just be something absolutely disgusting. Like, I was gonna think of a 19 for the Colts, but I was like, I don't know if that's 17 to freaking 14. The Broncos try to keep it close, but Russ absolutely sucks. Still gonna be a bit of a snooze fest, bro. A bit of a closer game, I guess. A little 17-14, but still rocking with the under. I think that's a total of 31 points. Bad at math. 31 points. Yeah, I'll say that with confidence. 17 plus 14 is 31. There we go, guys.
You do math here on Fumblebrewski. Fernando, you've been practicing.
I looked at my two brothers in front of me. They didn't look like they were going to make fun of me, so I was like, okay, that was the right math.
You've been practicing.
Out of school, man. Out of practice. You know, you're never better at math than you are in like 11th grade.
Oh my god, dude. That's probably the last time I've done real math anyways, so.
It's a shame, man.
So
I look back, you know, in grade school, middle school, and high school. I got worse at so many things: math, video games.
Big time.
You realize you're just not good at them anymore.
I was never good at video games. I can't play any first-person games. You guys know.
Guys, I think we've talked about this, and Trevor can now attest that he's here, bro. Spencer didn't have like a gaming console growing up. Like, I went over his house, I slept over, and I was like, "So what do you want to play, boss?" He was like, "Well, he's like, I've got foosball, I've got air hockey, the sick games, you know." I was like, we played those, and I was like, all right, what next, bro? I was like, well, you want to play some Madden, some FIFA? And he was like, you want to run it back?
I had a Wii, bro.
We had a basketball court outside. Like, you didn't need video games, you know what I'm saying? But it did leave you a small gaping hole in the fact that you want to make some easy money, bro. Play Spencer in Madden, 2K, FIFA, NHL, Call of Duty, anything, bro.
Are you kidding? Have you ever
Wii Sports, though, Spencer will clobber you, bro. Spencer will.
The monster Wii bowling.
Me with Didier Drogba and FIFA. FIFA 14, bro.
That's Spencer's gaping knowledge right there. My man went to FIFA 14. He was like, see, I can play the sticks, bro. I can handle it. It was only 9 years ago, man.
I was a legend. I was a legend. Shout out Didier Drogba. Okay.
Trevor's nasty at Madden. NCAA king as well, bro.
I used to be, man. I used to be.
Coming, Trev. Yeah,
damn, bro. You sound like Derrick Rose right now, Trevor. You're like, I used to be, bro.
I'm not even gonna front with you guys right now. I used to be nasty at Madden. I mean, going undefeated on all Madden. Now I play all Madden and I want to throw my controller through a wall. I can appreciate, and I get Madden every year. Okay, I waste so much money throughout the years on this game, and I'm gonna buy it every year too. Every time there's a new coach, a stadium, a jersey stripe color, I'm gonna get the new update. But it sucks. I hate that game. I hate that they released, and now it's worse than it used to be because you spend $60 on this game and it's not even finished. I had like a 20 gigabyte update on my game that I already purchased the other day. I just don't know what to do. So
that's the new era of video games, bro. They just keep patching things through. They're just like, screw it. Let's just just like, oh yeah. They just release it, brother, and they just start patching and letting you download shit, and it's so annoying, bro.
So I'm still playing franchises, the Dolphins. We are the best team in the league in my Madden reality and in NFL reality, but it's another
That's
story.
why the only game I play is MLB 20, bro.
There we go, brother. I love that. I only play Basketball Simulator on my phone, huh?
Anyways, I think it's time we debut a new segment here on
What?
Fumblebrewski.
I don't know.
Improv.
We
new
are?
segment. They don't know. Fernando clearly doesn't know about this.
Fun.
We're going Spencer Strange Sports.
Oh, of course. How was I going to guess that as a new segment?
They'll get progressively stranger, where I highlight some strange occurrence in sports. But for now, I wanted to take a moment to appreciate the little things, right?
Spencer, nobody wants to talk about your penis on air.
That's the
I
other.
had to.
Anyways, I want to give a little shout out to the Manning
Move
cast,
on.
right? Monday Night Manning cast. This is a football podcast. Monday Night Manning cast. We've all seen the video of the guy running onto this field with powder or whatever, and Bobby Wagner just decking him. Shout out to the Manning cast and ESPN for letting them broadcast that. Because in all the other sports, and in football still in the NFL, on the real broadcast, they've, at least in the past 5 years or so, have not been able to show any of that. They won't let it. If it happens and somebody runs onto the field, they'll show like the sidelines or something. You know what I mean? So they don't see what's going on. But then they let them broadcast it, and I appreciate that because that's something you don't see, and now everybody's talking about it.
Good. Bobby Wagner, that was the best hit of the night.
Yeah, and now the guy,
for the Rams D. I mean,
he's pressing charges. The guy that ran on the field.
He is?
Yeah, you didn't see that? He is pressing charges.
Didn't he trespass?
Yeah, no, he has no case.
it was a clean hit too. It wasn't head to head.
It wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't targeting.
No targeting.
No targeting.
No, the group that he was an animal rights activist. I thought he was doing a gender reveal. That's what I thought he was doing.
I thought so too.
Ooh.
But he's apparently an animal rights activist, and someone from his organization said obvious assault. But Bobby Wagner had a great point. He's like, look, security was struggling. This guy is on our field trespassing, and you don't know what he's doing. You don't know if he's under his jacket. You don't know what he's holding. This guy could be a maniac and trying to attack people. So you know what? Yeah. I wish he leveled him more. I don't know how that guy's doing, but the shoulder pad to the jaw could not have been pleasant. But
dude, I'm glad. It will be a deterrent, bro. It'll be like, do you want Bobby Wagner or another middle linebacker in the NFL to lay you out? No. Then don't get on the football field.
You're illegally running onto the field.
It's instinct, brother. You're just you're a ball carrier running by, bro. He's just gonna lay you out.
You're right. You don't know what he's gonna do. That's the same thing with the NBA. NBA's had some issues recently.
Well, that's a little different.
NBA's had some issues recently with fans. I mean, they're a little closer in NBA with fans like talking to the players or like touching the players a little bit. So like it can be dangerous, you know what I mean? If a player just runs onto the field, I think he has every right to tackle him. He also didn't knock him out, you know what I mean? Like he tackled him.
Well, I wanted to see they kind of cut off. He got swarmed after he was leveled. I wish they kept broadcast. I wanted to see him kind of lip his way off the field. I don't know. That's like the Schadenfreude, hater in me. But
hey, no, I get you, bro. I would, especially if he's an animal activist, bro. Screw him, bro.
He ran into a brick wall.
He was like for your kid, like it'd be like, hey, like I'm banned for life. My daughter, son, whatever the gender reveal was gonna be, like. But at least I did this for you, and I can play that back, and the kid can be like, Dad, that is so embarrassing. But at least it's a memory, you know?
A rough gender reveal.
Yeah, it's a rough reveal. But like, you're like, yeah, Dad, why were you on TV getting laid out? Oh, there were some ducks that I wanted to save.
Yeah.
So I got rocked by Bobby Wagner.
Okay. Yeah, you better
overall, do you think
that's what I'm saying. I hope so.
Overall, for that guy, a good or a bad gender reveal? If it is
absolutely falling, bro.
Well, listen, I honestly thought, like I said, I thought it was a gender reveal at first. And while I hate people who go on the field, it is like the Isaiah McKenzie gender reveal. Something like that is pretty cool.
That's sick.
But anyone who trespasses, streaks, whatever, gets on the field, you deserve to be laid out. But did you guys see This old NFL video came out. Speaking of people jumping on the field, 1961, Patriots versus Buffalo. Guy gets on the field. The Hank Stram is coaching the Bills, and they're driving down. They're down 21-19. They're going down to win the game. I think that's the score. They're going down to win the game. Anyway, the fans in the crowd think the game's over, so they swarm the field, but there's still time for Buffalo to throw another play into the end zone. So they throw in, they call snap, throw the ball into the end zone. A fan from the sideline, and keep in mind, they're right up on the sidelines, like surrounding the perimeter of the field. The fans are there. They call the hike, and a fan from the Patriots goes onto the field, serving as the 12th man on defense, and makes the play. He gets in the way of the receiver, and it's incomplete. The Bills lose the game. Patriots win, and no one really knows about it until the next day because there's no
classic New England Patriots.
So the refs have been helping the cheating Patriots since 1961. That guy, as far as I know, never got caught. Certainly, I don't know if he got caught, but the Patriots won the game.
He's probably in the Patriot Hall of Fame.
Bro?
But I hate to say it, that's kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah, he should get a contract. Bro.
You're just a fan, and you legit
For one play, I was in the NFL. That's pretty sick.
Around on Twitter, you can
you
probably
imagine?
1961.
You're a fan and you go to the game, and then you end up as a fan making the game-saving play.
We will pull up this clip for Saturday. I will promise you, it will be on the show once Spencer gives me freaking access back to sharing.
You promised me what? What was the promise?
I'll be sharing clips.
Oh, you'll be sharing clips? Okay.
But that's pretty crazy, bros. Trevor, for one day, this guy got to be an NFL player. That's
wearing
sick.
some pullover and khaki pants. Makes play.
There we go.
Did the receiver not be that's not even a football player?
Yeah, I mean he runs in from behind the back judge, and the play's already in motion, and I don't know if they were just kind of find it. If you go on Twitter and you search Hank Stram Bills Patriots, he talks about it. But
look at Hank Stram making an appearance on Spencer Strange Sports today.
There we go.
See, that's what we like to see. This will be a recurring segment.
I like it.
We're going to make it happen.
I like it.
They might not even be football related. There's some strange sports out there that need to be talked about. So I think it's time we talk about them, right?
Fumblebrewski the Ocho.
I don't even know how strange it is, but pickleball, you see that?
I'm a fan. I've been getting my pickleball practicing, I got
Stop playing with your pickleball, Spencer.
Backhand slice, We're working on it. We're working on pickleball. I'm never stepping in the kitchen. See, only pickleball players know about the kitchen. Okay?
See, I don't know about the kitchen. Yeah, it's appropriate. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense to me that Spencer is spending an hour a day just grinding through the pickleball tutorials on YouTube.
This is the one.
Doing some squash in his own apartment.
You got to put in the work, man.
That's why he moved. He's closer to the pickleball court. He said it's dedication to the grind. I love for the game.
It is. That's what it's about. That's what it's about here on
Court field. I don't even know what they played on.
It's a court. It's like a mini tennis court, bro. It's like the service box of
the pickleball rink
with the kitchen in the middle. Yeah.
Okay. If you said so, bro.
The area between
the
area closest to
I think Spencer just plays in his apartment and he's like, oh yeah, the kitchen's over there, bro. Just
go over there. The microwave right now. Yeah. No. Kitchen is the area between the net and the first line is called the kitchen.
Stay out of
Can't step in it. Okay. Anyways, we've gone on too long. Thanks for joining again, Trevor.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for joining, Trevor.
You never know where this conversation is going to go. So I always, I'm happy to share my very foolish wisdom on the show.
And look for some live content potentially from the Dolphins game over the weekend. Dolphins versus Jets. Teddy Two Gloves taking on Zach Wilson.
Oh, baby.
I think we come out with the win. I'm excited. We'll talk more about it later, and we'll be at the game to shoot some content for you guys.
Perfect. It should be a
Fun
good one.
time.
Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate y'all very much.
Trevor, we'll see you soon, brother.
Go Dolphins.
Go Dolphins.